in all about 600 miles wide. We want to take you into the eye. This is the eye of the hurricane. It's about 30 miles across. So what exactly are you looking at here? This is a Hurricane Hunter plane. So we're looking out the window of a Hurricane Hunter plane. This is the eye wall. Now, the eye wall has the worst winds associated with it. But then you get into the eye of the hurricane and it's calm. Look at all this blue sky. That is the sky that you're looking at there. Inside this beast of destruction, there is this center, and it is the eye, and that is the calm. So it is just incredible to see these pictures. Now, this is a new satellite that we have, and we get a good look at the eye. So the Hurricane Hunters were in this. This is where the plane was located. It was flying right inside that eye. So this is the eye wall. That is where you do have the worst. But the fact that we can see these little vortices, look at that, spinning around in the eye, and the clarity of that, we know we've had them before. We've seen them. But that also can cause major destruction, those little vortices within that eye wall. But again, within the eye, it's completely clear. This is what it looks like on radar. That's Puerto Rico, but we want you to focus in on our 3D radar. We're going to tilt it into 3D because what happens is that eye wall kind of goes out like a stadium. They call it the stadium effect, and you can get a good look at that. I mean, again, look, it's clear on the inside, and then that eye wall is where you have the worst of the wind. So how exactly does that work? Well, we have a drawing here that we can show you of the anatomy of a hurricane. And how this happens is right in the center, you have sinking air. Okay, so that sinking air means that you cannot get storms to grow. Lifting air means you have storms to grow, and that's what you're getting on the outside of this, that lifting air. And so that eye wall, that's where you do have those strongest winds, and then of course you just have these huge spiraling bands on the outside. Jen, tornadoes also will be an issue, specifically in those outer bands.
Exactly, Steph. You know, Hurricane Irma will roar into the southern Bahamas later today, and new this morning, Irma is already linked to at least 8 deaths across the Caribbean.
Irma screaming across the northern Caribbean islands. 185-mile-an-hour winds showing no mercy.
Oh my God!
The hurricane scoring direct hits on Barbuda, St. Barts, St. Martin, and the British Virgin Islands. Barbuda's prime minister says Irma leveled 95% of the island's homes and businesses.
I journeyed to Barbuda this afternoon, and what I saw was heart-wrenching. I mean, absolutely devastating.
Irma whipping the U.S. Virgin Islands. The core of the hurricane blasting St. Thomas and St. John. Irma also sparing Puerto Rico, the worst of its fury. The hurricane's eye jogging about 50 miles from the island. Still, winds gusting at 70 miles an hour in San Juan. Shredding signs, littering roads, and downing big trees. Hundreds huddling in a San Juan convention center last night.
Everybody's extremely worried. For now, I feel kind of safe. You know, when the storm starts roaming, I don't know if it's going to be the same.
The Bahamas wrapping up last-minute Irma preparations Wednesday. The southern and central part of the island chain aware of the fury marching toward them.
Irma is skirting the northern coast of Hispaniola on its way to the Bahamas. The Turks and Caicos could take a direct hit.
Yeah, don't be surprised if Provinciales goes underwater. That is the airport there. Life-threatening storm surge possible from Hurricane Irma. Ahead, we will explain why it is the storm surge that can often cause the most destruction during a hurricane. Jen, some photos of Irma just boggle the mind here. Total destruction in some of these areas.
It has been awful in the Caribbean, seeing some of the accounts. Also in South Florida, though, folks are getting ready, and you guys are already taking the steps you need. We look at scenes like this, barren shelves at the Walmart in Clearwater, Florida. Tara says there's no canned food, no water, bread, or granola left at this location. Folks are preparing, and rightfully so. We've got a major hurricane bearing down on South Florida by this weekend. We're going to talk about the options.
Let's dance, Grandma.
You don't let anything keep you